Kim Yisak is so unlucky that he got hit with a one-of-a-kind illness, a disease that only he was diagnosed with. What makes it worse is that he's going to die in 6 months. His whole life, Yisak just cooperated with slavery, never getting the chance to enjoy the pleasures of life. The thought that he would die a virgin was what truly devastated him. As if to rub salt on the wound, he won a lottery jackpot the very day he was diagnosed with this rare disease. In the end, though, he died and was reincarnated as a bald skeleton in the underworld, an inferior class summoned monster. Now his job was to wipe out all the rebellious forces threatening the demonic realm. So he did his job diligently and eradicated the menace. Once he brought prosperity to demonkind, who were on the brink of ruin, he became revered as the undying sovereign of the underworld and earned the title of the Great Demon King, King Izak. Even though his name is Yisak, these guys always pronounce it wrong and call him Isaac instead. Either way, while he enjoyed all the attention he was getting, it wasn't his main goal to begin with. He had to leave this place to pursue his final goal. His ultimate goal was to turn back into human, as he merely wanted to experience the sensations of eating and feeling pain, simple pleasures and struggles he had long been denied. So, he visited the divine realm with the severed head of the enemy force leader, a clear sign that he had completed the task assigned to him. With that, he had taken care of all the factions challenging the gods, just as promised. Now, he expected the gods to keep their side of the deal as well. As written in the contract, it was now the gods' turn to fulfill his wish, to turn him back into a human. The gods were in absolute awe. This dude had literally cleared a quest in just a few years, one that was supposed to take at least 500. Apparently, the gods never actually intended to turn him back. They had only assigned him an impossible task, so he would remain their slave for the rest of his existence. But our skeleton buddy wasn't about to let that slide. He made it clear that he wasn't tolerating any more delays and demanded that they hold up their end of the bargain. One of the gods tried to insist that he do them one last favor, just one more task Yisak has to do. But of course Yisak wasn't some dumbass with a hollow skull. Realizing their scheme, he became absolutely enraged, ready to confront them if they refused to listen. He began exuding immense power, a force so terrifying that even the gods flinched. Panicked, the scum gods joined forces and cast a powerful spell that sealed away all of Yisak's abilities. Apparently the gods had written Yisak's name on some weird centipede-like creature. Whoever's name was written on that thing became completely immobilized, no matter how powerful they were. It was the highest class holy art, a technique the gods typically use to seal away disasters like our boy. So, the gods started their final mojo to seal Yisak away into that bug for eternity. But this is when Yisak decides, screw that. He'd rather self-destruct than become some insignificant caterpillar that doesn't even have hair. The energy around him began to intensify, and eventually, a massive explosion rocked the entire divine realm. When the dust finally settled, our skeleton buddy was nowhere to be seen. The only thing left on the ground was that little caterpillar, which was supposed to hold Yisak's soul. Seeing the caterpillar made them believe that the spell they cast had indeed worked, and that the Demon King's soul was sealed away. Now that the Demon King was gone, they were sure there wouldn't be any hurdles in their way, and that they'd bounce back stronger than ever. However, one of the wiser gods warns them not to get too comfortable. They can't afford to let their guard down. Who knows when another disaster of Yisak's caliber might be born. So he comes up with a plan to create the perfect vessel for a saint in the human realm and exterminate every last demon. But another god points out that this would be a massive undertaking, one that would drain the power of whoever volunteers to create this so-called saint. Still, the volunteer god assures them that it won't be that hard. All he needs to do is find the right soul to place inside the saint's body. As for the insolent skeleton demon king, the gods are sure they've trapped him in this caterpillar, and they look forward to torturing him as a bug for all eternity. Now, let's switch to our boy's perspective. After being scammed by those dumpster gods, he finds himself reincarnated in the body of a baby. He has no clue how this even happened. The only explanation that makes sense is that those bastards somehow messed up the seal. The maids standing nearby perk up in happiness when they notice that the saint has woken up. But when Yisak takes a closer look at these servants, he quickly realizes they don't have good intentions. Then one of the servants pulls out a feeder filled with suspicious green liquid. Seeing that sends Yisak into an absolute frenzy. He's terrified at the thought that he's about to die again, just after being born. And he has no idea why he's supposed to die again like this.